Hello Wolfpack, this is video number 86. In this video I'd like to discuss my EDC. This isn't a actual video to Wolfpack, this is actually a reach out video to a person who runs a channel called Sensible Prepper, or Sootch00. I'm creating this video because there's a number of questions that I'd like to ask you which I can't seem to find answers to, or just it's more appropriate that I ask you because I've followed your channel for a while and I like what you do. Let me give you a little bit of a background information on this. I came across prepping about a year or so ago, about a year. I was wandering through the internet and I was just reviewing gadgets online, and somehow I stumbled across what's called an EDC. At the time I didn't know the terminology and I wasn't really much of a prepper. Anyway, long and behold, more and more I researched on the topic, the more I got interested in it. While I was doing it, the first person I came across was Jimmy Gunn. He's actually been mentioned in one of my previous videos, if you want to go back and look at it, Sootch. He was the basis I used for my Rush 511 pack, but as I've done more, I've come across your channel, which was Sensible Prepper. The scary part was the first video that I came across, Sootch, was the very first one, where I saw you were discussing getting ready for the zombie apocalypse. And this is right at the beginning of prepping, and I was like, oh my god, whose video have I stumbled across, you know? But I stuck with it, and I come to realize you were just joking when you were doing it. So I'm glad I did, I'm glad I stuck with it, and you've come up with some incredible videos which have been really enlightening and have allowed me to think more. So you're one of the two people. I do have one or two others that I do follow around the internet looking for information, watching the videos. But with that, I was wondering, would you please be able to answer some questions for me? I loved your video on your car and your boots in the car. That for some reason that really hit home to me, because I've never carried boots in the car. I've never carried anything. Being an Australian, we're not allowed weapons, so I have no problem with that. But you mentioned that we should have replacement or clothing in the car. Would you recommend one or two socks, like one or two pairs, or would you think that one is enough? That's one item. In relation to cars, I'm thinking in relation to fire creation and Bic lighters specifically. So my second question is on the label of Bic lighters, it says, do not store in places over 50 degrees Celsius. Now, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but the question is this: being an Australian in an Australian climate, having a pouch for preparedness for the creation of fire, what's the chance of that stuff catching on fire? Like, for what it's worth, in Australia last year, in 2017, the temperature got up to 47.3 degrees, close to where I am. And if I was to leave a car out in that heat, clearly the heat in the car would raise up to more than 50 degrees Celsius. So what on earth, what's your recommendations? I don't have a clue on how to, will it explode? Will it catch on fire? Will it melt the gear? Will the plastic around the light fail? That's what I was actually thinking of when I was, thinking, well, it'll only catch on fire if it's got a spark, right? But, well, what if the plastic around the actual lighter melts? So I don't know. If you could please put your thoughts to the video on that, that'd be appreciated. Secondly, thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your videos. I appreciate it. A lot of the prepping community, a lot of the people online, they do this at their own time and their own expense and their own for their own purposes. And I appreciate it. This sort of stuff is not taught in schools. They're not taught the basic elements of prepping, which is really sad. Now, next question is, how do you wrap paracord and tie it off so that it doesn't come loose to handles? So for example, if you wrap around you wrap the paracord around the edge of a knife and it doesn't come loose, or on a handle of a Maxpedition pack, you've got the handle and you've wrapped it around it. How do you tie that off so that it doesn't come loose? I don't know how to do that. To be honest, I haven't typed it into YouTube and searched for it, but I thought, you know what, while I'm making this video, it's one of those questions that I would ask, because you often see that there's paracord attached to Maxpedition pouches. I do like Maxpedition, and I have you're actually, Sootch, the reason why I purchased Maxpedition first above all others, simply because they do have a very high quality product. A couple of issues, I don't really like the company, but that's a topic for another time. I think that's about it for the questions, but if you could do some more videos on defensive measures for people who aren't allowed defensive measures, and for the Australians. Like, for example, in Australia, we're not allowed to have knives or stuff like that, so carrying Leathermans is actually technically illegal. Is there any products out there that you could recommend, like for multi-tools which don't have knives? Or I understand you've got torches, I understand you've got umbrellas and different items to whack with, but is there any other defensive measures that you can take? I know lighting is one of them. You know, things that you can prepare yourself for that. Yeah, if you have in a bug out situation, if you also, with the clothing, would you recommend 1 or 2 pairs of clothes for changing? You know, just a little bit more bulk on the bug out bags. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. Would appreciate a letter if you're not too busy. Merry Christmas to you and your family. If anyone has any questions, whether it be Sootch himself or anyone else within Wolfpack, please leave it below in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't promise to answer them straight away, but I'll do my best to. Respect who you are, respect where you come from. I kind of stole that from you, Sootch. My apologies, the ending thing. Advance Australia fair, and respect, honour and pride to Wolfpack. Okay, Wolfpack. Bye, Sootch. Bye, Wolfpack. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.